There's nothing to eat in here. What's for supper?
Does anybody else get tired of hearing that question? It's time for another cooking lesson from Jessie. Or at least that's what I'm hoping to give you. I've had several folks comment on some of the recipes that I did at another time, another video with a few of the recipes that we use sometimes on our camping trips. And I want to share a few more. So this is the first one. It's going to be buffalo chicken sliders, which you can use the buffalo chicken on rolls. You can use it on a salad, or any way you can come up with, but it's great. So here we go. You're going to use a slow cooker. I have a instant pot that works as a slow cooker and an instant pot, but you are going to spray it before you add your chicken in, lest you have a mess when it's time to clean. Right, now you're going to add about 3 or 4 chicken breasts, a pound and a half. So you could use chicken tenders if you prefer. You are going to use 12 ounces, which mine's a little shy because I've used it on sandwiches, but about 12 ounces of buffalo sauce. I use the Frank's Red Hot Wings sauce. So you're going to pour the entire bottle in. And you can always use more, it's about 12 ounces. So you can always use more. If you have a bigger bottle, you can measure it out and use the extra on top of your buffalo chicken when you are finished, in case you want a little extra. Then you're going to use a packet of ranch seasoning mix, about half a packet or about 2 tablespoons. So I just kind of eyeball it. You don't even have to stir it, and you can save the rest of your ranch seasoning mix for another recipe. Put your lid on. And you're going to cook it on low for about 4 to 5 hours. And we'll check back later to see how it's doing. Well, it's been about 4 hours, so I'm going to check the temperature on the chicken and make sure it's finished. Should be about 165 degrees, so I have my meat thermometer. And if you've noticed, I have a different lid on. I forgot. This is the lid I have to use for the slow cooker part of the instant pot or quick cooker. So it is done. Alright, take your chicken out. You're going to shred it. You can use 2 forks and shred the chicken. Leave the juices in the pot because you're going to add the chicken back to the juices. So I have these handy dandy shredders. This may take a little while, so we'll speed it up. Alrighty. I have shredded all the chicken, so I'm going to add it back to the pot. You're also going to add 2 tablespoons of butter. Butter, and then give it a stir so it will start to melt from the heat of the juices that are already in the pot. I'll let that sit a minute so the butter will melt. So I'm gonna put my lid back on. You can serve this with some ranch dressing or blue cheese dressing, blue cheese crumbles, whichever meets your fancy. You can serve it on rolls, with a salad. Makes great wraps, like a buffalo wrap if you get a tortilla, flour tortilla. So you can serve it anyway. And this is a great family meal. It's quick. It's one pot. It's super quick and easy to clean up afterwards. All right, I'm gonna get my taste tester. Hold on.
So good. But an even better way to do it, on buns with lots and lots of artery clogging blue cheese on there. Just kind of, well, if I get her to come out of the bottom, kind of slather it on there like that, and then slather it on there like that. Yeah. Eat your heart out.
Camping in fall weather is always fun. You get to try different recipes that are more hearty and keep you warm on these cooler days. And in the South, we don't get many of those, but this weekend it's cooler. The temperature dropped about 20 degrees. So we're gonna make some spaghetti, and I'm gonna use the pressure cooker or quick cooker, instant pot, whichever you call it, just because I can put everything in one pot and the husband likes it. So there you go. You are going to add 2 tablespoons of oil. I use olive oil just because, you know, it's Italian. Then you can add chopped onion. I use minced onion just because I don't want to chop an onion. It makes me cry. And you're going to add garlic. So I use about a teaspoon to 2 teaspoons of onion. Just depends on my feelings about that for the day. You are going to add fresh garlic, or I bought the store, you know, already in the refrigerated section, jar of minced garlic, just because I don't use garlic in all my recipes and it tends to last long. And you can add as much garlic as you like depending on your taste. I usually do a teaspoon or 2. Then you're going to brown them or sear them depending on what your settings are for your Instant Pot. So you're just going to let that cook for a little bit, get a little golden brown. Then you're going to add ground beef, or I use ground turkey, just cut a few calories in fat. Let that sit for a while to get golden. Alright, those are starting to brown, so I'm going to add my ground turkey. I had a bigger pack, I just split it in half. So. That is browned. The next step is to add your noodles, your pasta sauce, salt and pepper, and water. So you are going to use a jar of whatever spaghetti sauce you prefer. I use this one, tomato basil, but that's just me. It's the one I like. So you pour that into your pot, the whole jar. Now, as far as salt and pepper, I just kind of do it. I don't do a measurement, but probably a teaspoon or so. And pepper. Give it a stir. Now, this part's important. You are only going to use about a half a box of spaghetti noodles. I get the 1 pound box. You're using half. It is not recommended to double it in your pot. You just gotta make 2 batches if you need more. You're going to break your pasta noodles into thirds and just drop them in. You're not gonna stir it. You're just gonna put them on top and then kind of push them down. And sometimes your noodles get a little stuck together, but Give them a good push around in the liquid. Try to get some liquid on them so they don't stick. Now, you're going to put your lid on. Make sure it is ready to seal and have pressure. I set it for 10 minutes. So we'll check on it later. It has been about 10 minutes. Well, actually, it's been more than 10 minutes. It's been cooking for 10 minutes. So it is ready. Release your pressure. And once this little red guy goes down, then you can take the lid off. All right. Let's check it out. Now it is still boiling hot. I'm going to give it a good stir. Any style pasta, I mean, as far as spaghetti noodles, if you prefer a thicker noodle, or I have made it with angel hair and I've made it with whole grain pasta, it just depends on what you prefer. So it's ready to go. Well, here we are. Final product. Yummy spaghetti.
Can we eat now? Can we eat now? Can we eat now?
In just a minute.
Okay.
And of course, we did have a little healthy salad, so.
Now can we? Now can we?
Yes. For our last recipe, I am going to make crock pot potato soup. It's really easy. You put everything in the pot and cook it for 7 to 8 hours. I like to make it overnight so that it is ready for lunch the next day. You need a 2-pound bag of frozen hash browns. Pour that right now. 1 can of cream of chicken soup. An entire carton of chicken broth. I usually get the low sodium, just cut out some of the salt since we're going to be adding bacon in it too. It is the 32 ounce carton. You add a pinch of salt and pepper. My fingers won't fit down there, we'll just say that's a pinch. You're going to add half of a 3-ounce package of bacon bits. You can use your own bacon bits that you make and chop up. This was just easier. You didn't have to break out the skillet and mess up another dish. So you're using about half a package in the recipe. The other half you will use on top of your servings when you have the soup prepared and ready to serve. You will also need a block of cream cheese that is added in an hour before you serve it. So we'll do that later. So I'm going to give it a good stir and set my slow cooker to 7 hours. Hit start, and I'm going to put my lid on top. And it's ready to cook overnight. And of course, we get to wake up to that lovely smell of potato soup. Well, we're back. It's morning. It's time to add the cream cheese to our crock pot potato soup. You need a block of cream cheese. You are going to cut it into small chunks and add it to the crock pot potato soup. So, let me do that. Alright, I have my cream cheese cut into chunks. It just helps when you add it so that you can disperse it evenly throughout the potato soup and it'll kind of melt a little quicker. You're going to add it back in and you're going to need to stir it for about an hour until it's melted. So it may not take an hour, just depends on how, you know, how warm your crock pot is. So we'll leave that and we'll check back in a little bit. All right, it's been about an hour. I have stirred it every 20 minutes or so to make sure that the cream cheese has melted, and now it's time to serve. Just give it one good stir again just to make sure everything's kind of evenly distributed. You can add some cheddar cheese. I like lots of cheese. And a few extra bacon bits. And some people like to add, you know, scallions and things like that. Maybe some pepper, just to give it a little extra. And there you have it, which is fabulous on a cold day, or even with a salad on a warmer day.
See guys, that's the way it works. If you whine about there not being any food, then wifey feeds you. Clever, ain't I? Hey look, we hope you found this cooking show interesting, enjoyable, informative. Give the recipes a try. They'll all be on our blog, liveandlearnrv.com, and we'll have a link down in the description. You can follow it and get it straight there. Give them a try. Tell us what you think. If you like them, please leave us a comment. Any variations on them or interesting ways to tweak them you might want to think of, let us know. Share this video. Please click like and subscribe. Follow along. Go back and watch our old stuff. And follow us on social media. Right there, all those up there. And before too much longer, we'll be back with you again for some more living and learning.